Hey guys, it's Dan, your host here at Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back with another Walking Dead review. This one is for my weekly review of this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 8. This is going to be for The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 11, which is called Dead or Alive or. So, first thoughts on this week's episode of The Walking Dead. I thought it was really good. It's probably not the best episode, I would say, for this season. No, nothing like that. But it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. Now to kind of say right off the bat, what would probably be my favorite zombie kill from this episode, I would probably go with the one, just because it was so just kind of like awesome. The one where Rosita's in the mud and then she just, stabs the zombie. That was awesome. So, now, again, everybody knows on this channel, at least if you've been watching for a while, everybody knows, that Negan is one of my favorite characters of The Walking Dead. Well, and he definitely is, and he's awesome, But, a lot of people are always asking me, what team are you rooting for, Negan's group or Rick's group? Even though Negan is, in my opinion, probably one of the best characters in television, he's just awesome. I go Rick, Daryl, and then Negan. He's just awesome. But I have to go with Rick's group. Just to answer that question at the beginning of this review, I have to go with Rick's group because honestly, they're smarter. They think things out more. And they don't control people. They don't control people and say, you do this, you do that. I'm in charge. No, Rick doesn't make his people say, I'm Rick. That's something I want to get out of the way in this review because a lot of people are like, oh, what team are you rooting for? Now, again, though, I think in this episode, and the reason why I can bring this up is that in this episode, Negan is probably thinking a little bit more straight than Rick and his survivors. Because Negan actually is... he's going to be using zombie blood to, use against Rick's group. And that's such a great idea, I think. It's very, very, it's just such a good idea. It's a really good idea in battle, especially if you're low on ammo, Rick's group, they go out there and get ammo. Negan's group, no, they think. They've got different strategies. So... that's one thing I will say in this episode, at the end. So Negan is smart in that way because he thinks things out. So, because some of our characters in our group, like Rosita, Sasha, you name it, Tara, not everybody, like Rick and Daryl, they think pretty straight, I would say. But some of our characters, like Tara, Rosita, Sasha, some of them, they just go to the sanctuary and try to shoot Negan, in season 7, that kind of thing. So, that's one thing I'll say. But anyway, getting started with this episode, so we see Dr. Carson and Gabriel. I want to talk about them first. So this was probably my least favorite stuff in the episode, which I'm sure a lot of people, can definitely agree with as well. It was a little slow, now, here's basically what happens with them. So, Gabriel is kind of, having a hard time to see. You see the vision, too. It's really cool. Like, the socket, it's bad. Now, I really did think that Gabriel and Dr. Carson would get to the hilltop with the others. I genuinely believe that, and I think a lot of people did. But what we see is actually the total opposite of that, and it actually gets pretty bad, because now, Dr. Carson, they find this cabin, and, everything kind of just falls into place. Gabriel knocks it down, they find keys, it's amazing what happens with Gabriel and Dr. Carson, and they stay at this cabin for a while, and it's really cool. But then when they're leaving and they go somewhere else, then Dr. Carson, breaks his leg or whatever happens there on one of the bear traps, which is really crazy. And Gabriel, he's having a hard time to see, but he finds the gun in the grass. He starts shooting the walkers. It's really cool. And he does save him, which I really thought he was a goner, to be honest. So then I was like, oh, okay, Dr. Carson's going to be okay. He's going to be fine. Everything's okay. Dr. Carson will be fine. Everything will be good. No, not at all. They throw us through a loop. They make us think that he's going to die. Then it's like, oh, no, he's not going to die. He's going to be okay. And then a savior kills him, and once they get captured, which is another thing, they get captured. I really did not expect that at all. So then Dr. Carson's dead. What is going to happen to Maggie now? Like, it really brings up a lot of questions, and I think I could dedicate a whole video to this. What's going to happen to Maggie? What if she has a miscarriage, or just, what, I mean, I'm really, I don't know, A lot of people think, oh, did she already die in season 8? No, I don't think so. I mean, the rest of the season is going to be all out war, so I don't think we would really have time to see that. That would probably, fill out a whole episode most likely. So I don't think so. And also because apparently she's been seen filming the season 8 finale, and I doubt in 42 minutes, at least 30 minutes of it's going to be her death, and then we'll just get a little bit of the end of the war real quick. No. That's not how they're going to do it, I guarantee. So that's just something I want to mention right off the bat. However, I will say, though, that this episode of, with Gabriel, with Dr. Carson, it was really good. It was really awesome, and I liked it a lot. But my least favorite storyline of this episode, I'll say. So, then Eugene is apparently given his own outpost to make bullets, the bullet factory or whatever, and, the machine shop or whatever, and pretty cool stuff right there, not too much that happens, but I do like when Negan gets there, and he has Gabriel, and Gabriel, he's helping out or whatever. So Eugene's still in savior mode, but maybe he could make some blank bullets. So we'll see if he can redeem himself. At this point, I think he can, but I don't know. I'm still kind of mad at what he's been doing lately. So anyway, I'm sure everybody is as well, unless they're Team Negan. So anyway, which really, Rick versus the Governor, a lot of people like, oh, Rick for sure, but I'm finding all out worse. Some people are actually Team Negan, and I love Negan, but I mean, I'm rooting for, it's the characters we follow in the story, so, sometimes I'm like, oh, Negan, yeah, he's a good character, but I mean, how, he's only been in like 2 seasons, so it's like, I can't vote for Negan, I still can't. Because we've been following Rick for, 8 seasons. I just can't do that. Also because I think Negan is in the wrong most of the time, to be honest. That's no way to live, all that stuff with the guns and, being basically their slaves. That's no way to live. I don't care what he says. Oh, I tried to save you, Rick. No, none of that. Like in the promo of the next episode, why didn't you just let me save you? I'm like, no. So, Now, so that's what happened with the Sanctuary, and then Negan with the guts. Now, I did like the end with the guts scene, and then he just holds up the bat, he's just smiling. That was a great way to end the episode. Actually, probably one of my favorite scenes, just that ending right there. I loved it. So that's all the stuff there. So, then we get Daryl and the others. So they go through the swamp. Tara still wants to kill him. She fires at his head, but, Dwight kind of knows it coming. And, they're running or whatever, and then, they get to this bush, and she's pointing the gun to Dwight, right? We saw some of this in the promos, but what we didn't know is that actually Dwight just automatically comes out and he's like, I've been here all night, we got shot at, you remember the mid-season finale, right? Oh, we got shot at, I've been hiding here, for a while now, whatever. And they're like, well, we're just gonna go check out the swamp, and he kind of saves them in a way. I think that's what Tara realizes, that, he saves them from going to the swamp and finding the others. So that's perfect. So he actually goes back to the Sanctuary. So that was great stuff as well with Dwight and Tara. At first I thought it was going to be really, really annoying, but it was actually pretty good. So, then we've got the swamp stuff, Rosita. Then we've got Sadiq and Daryl. I like when they're both kind of like, they're killing zombies, and it's really cool, right? So, yeah. So then you've got the baby. Now, I like, when, Tara goes back without Dwight. And he's like, I'm gonna kill that guy, and he sees Judith, that was like, okay, Daryl, calm down a little bit. So, cool stuff right there. Now, when they get to the hilltop, this was emotional, because they get to the hilltop, and then you've got Enid that finds out, which I thought was really sad. Yeah, that's a sad scene, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty sad. And I like that Morgan doesn't tell him that the guy killed his brother, even though I'm sure everybody in this whole fan base of The Walking Dead wants that long-haired guy dead, but I mean, what are you going to do, I guess. So, anyway, I guess he lives for now. Whatever. Oh, I hate that guy so much. The long-haired guy. And, I'm sure everybody knows who I'm talking about. Oh, my God, I hate him so much. Oh. No. Just hate him. Just hate him. Just like Cersei's son in Game of Thrones. Almost, I forget his name. Oh man, remember Cersei's son in Game of Thrones? There are people, if people Game of Thrones fan. Oh, I hate him almost just as much. It's just awful. I hate this guy. But so hopefully that prisoner dies soon. But that's what happens there, and it looks like the hilltop is running out of food as well. That's another thing we kind of found out in this episode. So that's something right there. But overall, I think I covered about everything. I'm just trying to make sure I did. Because I really hope I did, because you guys let me know if I forgot anything, but that is the main thing of the episode, and now getting to the end, I loved it. Now, what we do in these reviews, and I usually do this at the beginning of the reviews, but who was the best character in this episode? Who was the character I enjoyed watching the most in this episode? I would honestly, I have to say Negan. I just have to say it. He was awesome, especially at the end, and when he found Gabriel, he's like talking to Eugene, and he's kind of, oh, love Negan. So anyway, Negan, I think, takes the trophy for probably my favorite character of the episode. Either him, or I really liked what they did with Dwight too. Dwight was a really awesome character in this episode. Also, Maggie was pretty cool as well. So those right there is what I'd say. But thank you guys so much for watching this review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode as well. It was a really great episode in my opinion. And definitely prediction video coming for episode 12 because I'm so excited to see the episode. Just can't wait, man. So, I will be back with my prediction video very, very soon. So make sure to catch that and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.